Good evening, everybody. I hope you are well. Unfortunately, I do not have my trusty Zimjin from Small Town Stills with me, but I do have this clear liquid, which some may call moonshine. Of course, Phil has moonshine and no gin, so I'm going to give it a shot. I do have a Sprite just in case it is too much, but we'll see how it goes. So, moonshine time today. This is going to be fun. So, cheers. Happy Friday, everyone. All right. Oh, it's actually not that bad, surprisingly. It's definitely going to keep me warm. But yeah, happy Friday, everyone. I hope you are all having a good Friday, or I know in Zim this is probably Saturday morning for you. So last week I did my Zim Gin Time, or my gin time in Chicago. I had a great weekend in Chicago, catching up with my ex-brother-in-laws, and then from there just hung out on Sunday, and then Monday I picked up the hire car and then drove up to Michigan. Very rough drive up to Michigan. It's normally about 4.5 hours. I ended up probably spending about 6 or 7 hours on the road. Lots of snow, very bad conditions, a lot of times where the trucks go past you and they flick up all the soft snow, so you kind of get these like whiteout conditions, which can be a little bit nerve-wracking, and especially I feel like the last time I drove in this kind of weather, I hit black ice in my Tacoma and actually put it against the wall, which was not great. But got up there eventually, which was quite nice. Stayed in the hotel, and then the next morning went and started having some meetings with my old company about this new project, bringing in long-range drones into African conservation. We're using them in African conservation. So they seem very excited. We've had some good positive conversations. So I am hopefully going to be getting a demo model out to Zim in the next month or so, and to really show off what we can do with these drones. So very excited, very positive on that. So cheers to that. Get another sip of the moonshine. And then caught up with another mate of mine, someone who I've mentored for the last pretty much 2.5 years while I was an apprentice here. I was teaching her how to do the layout, and she's still working for the company, which is great to see and good to catch up with her. And she's doing really well, which is awesome to see. But yeah, a lot of mixed emotions coming back, especially going up to Michigan. It was my home for 5 years, and a lot of happy memories there, and unfortunately some sad ones at the end of it as well. So mixed emotions. I am very, very thankful that I am no longer in construction in Michigan. I remember the 4:30 wake-up calls to head out to a job site in the middle of winter. So you're leaving home in darkness and getting home in darkness, and it was never fun. Snow blankets was the other thing. So putting blankets, you put down these like thermal insulated blankets on your job site to try and keep everything warm, and then the snow falls on them, and the next morning you've got to go shovel all the snow off and then roll those blankets up, do your work for the day. At the end of the day, roll them back out. So I do not miss that at all. But yeah, it's been a bit of a trip down memory lane. As I said, on Wednesday the idea was to start driving down towards Tennessee, but as probably most of you know now, there's this massive snowstorm coming in, ice storm coming into that Tennessee. Sorry, that moonshine is powerful. There's a big storm coming into that kind of central belt of the US, so I thought I'd better avoid that for now. Some of the southern states are not well equipped with dealing with the ice and snow and stuff, so I'll try and give them a little bit of time to get ahead of it and get it all kind of cleaned up before I head down. So the plan will probably to head down on Tuesday, spend Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and possibly Thursday night, drive back up the road on Friday, check in here again with Phil and his family, and then head up to Chicago, be in Chicago for the weekend, and then I fly out the following week on Wednesday, Thursday next week, 4th I think it is. So yeah, got a busy couple of days, trying to get all that sorted out. I still have some tools that I need to sell here, and then the biltong business. So if anyone's listening to this and is interested in buying a biltong business in the US, let me know. I do have everything you need to start it and run it for a couple of years before you need to purchase anything if you want. So give me a shout, please. Yeah, this week, the rest of the week's pretty much been staying inside. As I say, it's been highs of like -2 and lows of -10. I think today was -18, tomorrow is -21 I think is the low. So I am probably not going to venture very far. I did walk up to Phil's folks' place, which is not far up the road here, and literally your nose starts running and then that freezes, so your mustache is pretty much just frozen solid, and I was out there for 5-10 minutes at most. So it is not pleasant weather to be out and about in. So I've been sitting, and I've actually been going through all my photos. I've got a lot of photos on my phone that I haven't uploaded and stuff like that, so you'll see probably a few albums coming out and stuff. So click on them, share on them. There's some pretty cool pictures and always interesting stories going with them. So but yeah, so next week, as I say, the plan is hopefully everything clears up by kind of Tuesday, and I'll head down to Tennessee, get squared away and catch up with mates down there, and then from there head up the road to Chicago to wrap up the tour. So very much looking forward to getting to some warm weather, and then yeah, starting to plan that Rwanda trip with my mate Luke Davey, and then from there looking to get into Botswana, Namibia, Angola and Zambia to finish out the tour, which will be pretty fun. So yeah, next week hopefully get some good news with my partnership or the drone program that I'm looking to bring in to start. And yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. Sorry, not very busy week, just with the weather's kind of put a spanner in a lot of the things I wanted to do. So yeah, just a quieter week. As I say, these storms have been pretty bad. I've witnessed car crashes and people skidding on ice and pile-ups and stuff like that. So I'm glad I'm not on the roads. And if you are on the roads in the Midwest, good luck, be safe. Make sure you take some supplies, because you might get stuck out there. So but yeah, that is it for tonight's moonshine time for me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the weekend, and you're ready to hit next week with a big stick and crack on with it. So cheers guys, have a good one, bye.